हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल फार्मर रिसर्चर। तो आज मैं डिस्कस करूंगा फार्मेसी गेट 2009 ईयर का क्वेश्चन पेपर। तो इसकी पिछली वीडियो में हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था इसका फर्स्ट पार्ट, जिसमें सिंपल एमसीक्यूज हमने डिस्कस कर लिए थे। और अभी हम मैच द फॉलोइंग एंड स्टेटमेंट बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस जो हैं वो डिस्कस करेंगे। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं वीडियो को। तो आज का क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है, so in this the group 1 contains glycoside and the group 2 contains. So for this question, the first option, that is genticin, the correct answer is option number 3, that is xanthone. For genistein, the correct answer is option number 4, that is isoflavone. For epigenin, the correct answer is option number 2, flavone. And for quercetin is option number 1, that is flavanol. So correct answer for this question is option number C. Then coming to next question. In this question, the group 1 contains the bark and the group 2 contains the diagnostic microscopical characters. For the first bark, that is kurchi, the correct answer is option number 3, that is alternating layers of stone cells and phloem, non-lignified pericyclic fibers, prismatic crystals of calcium oxalate. For cascara, the correct answer is option number 4, that is wavy medullary rays, groups of heavily lignified sclerites, and crystal sheath of calcium oxalate. Then for cinnamon, the correct answer is option number 2, that is pericycle with stone cells having horseshoe-shaped thickening oil cells, minute needles of calcium oxalate. Then for cinchona, the correct answer is option number 1, that is heavily lignified phloem fibers with Y-shaped pits, secretory canals, and microcrystals of calcium oxalate. So option C is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains the drug and the group 2 contains the mechanism of action. For the first drug, that is levofloxacin, the correct answer is option number 2, that is topoisomerase 2, that is DNA gyrase enzyme that produces negative supercoil. Next drug is caspofungin. For this, the correct answer is option number 3, synthesis of beta 1,2 glycan. The next is aztreonam. The correct answer for this is option number 4, that is cell wall synthesis preferentially binding to a specific penicillin binding protein. And for rifabutin, the correct answer is option number 1, that is DNA dependent RNA polymerase. So option A is correct for this question. Moving to next question. In this question, the group 1 contains drug receptor and the group 2 contains agonist or antagonist. So for this, the first drug receptor, that is granisetron, the correct answer is option number, that is 5-HT3 antagonist. For next drug receptor, that is pyrazipine, the correct answer is option number 4, that is M1 antagonist. And for acebutolol, the correct answer is option number 1, adrenergic receptor antagonist. And for baclofen, the correct answer is option number 2, that is GABA agonist. So option B is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 and the group 2 contains biotransformation. And for the first drug, that is chlorpromazine, the correct answer is option number 2, microsomal. For thioridazone, the correct answer is option number 3, that is desulfuration. For diazepam, the correct answer is option number 4, that is N-dealkylation. And for thiopentone, the correct answer is option number 1, that is N-oxidation. So for this question, the correct answer is option B. Then coming to next question. So in this question, the group 1 contains equipment and the group 2 contains to determine. So for the first equipment, that is cascade impactor, the correct answer is option number, that is particle size. For tag open cup apparatus, the correct answer is option number 1, that is flash point. And for pycnometer, the correct answer is option number 4, that is density of liquid. And for rheometer, the correct answer is option number 2, that is sedimentation rate. So option A will be correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains the classification and the group 2 contains the compound, or we can say example. So for the first classification, that is ionic surfactant, the correct example is option number 3, that is polyethylene 9 lauryl ether. For non-ionic surfactant, the correct answer is option number 2, that is polyoxyethylene 20 acetyl ether. For non-surfactant, the correct answer is option number 1, that is terpenes. And for chelating agent, the correct answer is option number 4, that is citric acid. So option A is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains drug delivery system and the group 2 contains method of penetration. So the first TDDS, that is membrane modulated system, the correct answer is option number 4, that is drug is directly dispersed in polymer patch. For diffusion control system, the correct answer is option number 1, that is drug is homogeneously dispersed in polymer and then molded into a patch. For matrix dispersion system, the correct answer is option number 3, that is drug is dispersed in a hydrophilic polymer and then cross-linked with lipophilic polymer by high shear mechanical force. And for micro reservoir system, the correct answer is option number 2, that is drug reservoir is encapsulated in rate controlling polymer patch. So option D is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains the term used and group 2 contains its explanation. So for the first term, that is chromophore, the correct answer is option number 4, that is carbonyl group. For blue shift, the correct answer is option number 3, decrease in wavelength of absorption. Then for oxochrome, the correct answer is option number 1, amino group. And for red shift, the correct answer is option number 2, that is increase in wavelength of absorption. So option A is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains the symbol and the group 2 contains its description. So for the first symbol, which is represented by a small v, the correct answer is option number 4, that is frequency. Next symbol is ID. The correct answer for this is option number 3, diffusion current. For symbol delta, the correct answer is option number 2, radical shift. And for next symbol, that is rho, the correct answer is specific resistance. So option C is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 contains the type of inhibitor and the group 2 contains action. So for the first inhibitor, that is competitive inhibitors, the correct answer is option number 4. It is binds with the same affinity to E and ES complex. And for the second inhibitor, that is non-competitive inhibitor, the correct answer is option number have affinity only for the ES complex and not for the free EA. Next is uncompetitive inhibitors. For this, the correct answer is option number 3, that is ultimately binds covalently to the enzyme. And for option S, that is suicide inhibitor, the correct answer is option number 2, that is binding of the inhibitor and that of the natural substrate are mutually exclusive. So for this question, option C is correct. Then coming to next question. So in this question, the group 1 contains the process and the group 2 contains the required molecules. So for the first process, that is post-translation modification, the correct answer is option number 1, signal peptidase. For DNA repair, the correct answer is option number 4, that is photolyase. For the third option, that is control of prokaryotic transcription, the correct answer is option number 2, that is sigma factor. And for protein degradation, the correct answer is option number 3, that is proteasome complex. So option A is correct for this question. So in the next question, the group 1 contains the microorganism and the group 2 contains the typical characteristics. So for the first microorganism, that is Corynebacterium diphtheriae, the correct answer is option number 2. Cells are lined side by side like matchsticks and at angles to one another. For Streptococcus pyogenes, the correct answer is option number 4, that is cells divide in one plane and remain attached to form chain. For the next option, that is Staphylococcus aureus, the correct answer is option number 1, that is cells divide in three planes in an irregular pattern producing bunches. And for Streptomyces viridochroma, the correct answer is option number 3, that is long multinuclear filaments called hyphae. So option C is correct for this question. Then in the next question, the group 1 and the group 2 contains the description. So for this question, the first condition is agranulocytosis. So for this, the correct answer is option number 2, that is lack of neutrophils. For second condition, that is anisocytosis, the correct answer is option number 3, that is abnormal variation in RBC size. For aplastic anemia, the correct answer is option number 4, that is depression of synthesis of all cell types in bone marrow. And for hemolytic anemia, the correct answer is option number 1, that is span of erythrocytes. So option A is correct for this question. Okay, so remaining questions will be statement based questions. So in this, the first statement is transgenic plants are developed by genetic engineering techniques. And the question is the method involves, and the correct answer is option A. It involves the individual genes from one species inserted into another. The offspring will contain copies of new gene. The next question is in the production of transgenic plants, the gene transfer is carried out by, and the correct answer is option number D. It is carried out by silicon carbide whiskers. The next question is, in the design of captopril, the correct answer for this is option number C. SH group is introduced to enhance the binding to the zinc ion of ACE. Next question is, captopril IP is acid by titration, and the correct answer is option D, by titration of solution containing 1.8 molar sulfuric acid and potassium iodide with 0.025 molar potassium iodate using starch solution. The next question is, liposomes are used as carriers for drugs and macromolecules in pharmaceutical formulations. They are, and the correct answer is option number A, that is phospholipids dispersed gently in aqueous medium to obtain multilamellar vesicles. The next question is, they can interact by different mechanism. So this question is linked to the previous question, and the correct answer for this question is option number B, that is endocytosis, why phagocytic cells of the reticuloendothelial system such as macrophages and neutrophils. Then the next statement based question is, in this the statement is, a Chinese tree Camptotheca acuminate is useful in cancer chemotherapy. And the question is, the camptothecin present in the plant and useful in treating ovarian cancer is, and the correct answer is option number D, topotecan. The next question is, the drug selected above acts by, and the correct answer is option A, it acts by inhibiting the topoisomerase 1. Then in the next question, the statement is, the compound A combined with X to get converted into presence of an appropriate enzyme. And the question is, the reaction can be described as, the correct answer is option number B, glucuronide conjugation. The next question is, the significance of the above reaction in drug therapy is that the reaction, and the correct answer is option C, adds an ionic hydrophilic moiety facilitating its urinary elimination. So that's all for today's video. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में जो कि होगी GPAT 2010 ईयर की. So thank you very